You gotta go, man. You just have to go. Never wait on the right time, because the right time ain't ever coming.
Beast mode, it's a lifestyle that becomes your nature. We all know these people who spend the whole year doing nothing, sitting still. And then all of a sudden, for 3 weeks out of the year, they suddenly spring into action and things start moving, results start coming in. And right when you think you might be looking at a different person, they go right back to where they were 3 weeks before and stay there for another year. These are the New Year resolution beach body people. These are the people who want to lose the weight. They talk about losing the weight, buy the gear to lose the weight, get a membership, get into position to lose the weight, but quit because training is at 5:30 in the morning.
Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Everybody wants to be the top of the top until it's time to do what Phenomenal does. I'm not scared that some kid's gonna take my spot. If he does, he's gonna have to do it with sweat. He's gonna have to do it with tears. He's gonna have to do it with blood. He is going to have to get up at 2:30 in the morning. If he can get up every day at 2:30, he deserves to take my spot. Some people are taking your spot and they shouldn't take it, but because you're average, it's easy to take your spot. It's easy. It's easy to take that client before you get to him. It's easy. It's easy to beat you. Why? You average. But let me tell you something. Everybody wants to be a beast until it's time to do what beasts do.
Right now is a time of year where you can really separate yourself. You can separate yourself from other people, your competition, but you can also separate yourself from where you are, from the standards you've set. You can separate yourself from your current position to a new position in your relationships, your money, your body, your business. If somebody's ahead of you, it's difficult to catch them when they're at full speed. It just is. It's difficult. They're in front of you. They're running full speed. You're chasing them down. It's difficult to catch at those times. But where you do catch people is during what I call separation seasons. And these are the seasons where some people begin to flinch. They get weak. They take time off. They relax. They get casual about their routine. Maybe they're not as sure about their standards as they once were. And when they do that, they flinch. Bam, you blow their doors off because you keep pushing and separate yourself during that time. This isn't just about competing against other people. It's separating yourself from where you currently are, which is what all of you want to do. It's called growing.
You see, beast mode is about the hunt. And if you don't get that, if you don't understand that, then you'll think that you can just turn it on whenever you want. I've got to pass this class. Time to get into beast mode. I've got to get this promotion. Time to get into beast mode. That's not how it works. It's about the hunt. The hunt is what terrifies people. People don't even understand the hunt because it's primal. It's do or die. It's all or nothing. The hunt.
Why is it you can give someone everything? Support, encouragement, education, money, opportunity. And the people you give the most to sometimes spend their life going in and out of rehab their whole life. And then you see people that life is just kicked in the teeth. People have been through any form of abuse, mental, emotional, physical, any. People that had no opportunity, who somehow developed the one factor that will separate you from all those people that talk a good game and make you one of the few who do. It's called hunger. See, if you look at Sir Richard Branson's a good friend of mine, Richard, this guy's as hungry today as when he was 16 years old, starting virgin in a crypt there in England. In his late 60s, he's got the same drive.
The most important conversation is the one you have with yourself. You wake up with it, you walk around with it, you go to bed with it. Eventually, you act on it. Sometimes you act on it good, sometimes bad. You gotta change the internal dialogue. Until you change the internal dialogue in your head, until you callous over the victim's mentality, that the world is out to get you because of you are the only, you gotta change that shit, man. And if you keep that mentality, you're gonna stay in the same exact spot that you're in.
You're not gonna drop 42 pounds in one season. That's gonna take some endurance. You're not going to become your best self all by yourself. That's going to take some collaboration. So stop trying to be a beast for a week and realize that it's about a lifestyle. You live it day in and day out. And when you practice that long enough, it becomes your nature.
In life, we really will never exceed what we believe we're worth. We just never will. And so if you can begin to do things you think other people aren't willing to do, or maybe do things the former you weren't willing to do, you begin to believe that the new you deserves things other people won't get, and the new you deserves to get things the former you didn't get either. And so this is why this season is so critical. And I've stacked up maybe 30 straight separation seasons. There's other ones. There's summertime, right? There's times like that. But right now is the big one. You all know what I'm talking about, right? Everyone gets kind of casual. Everyone slows down. And one day turns into 3 days, turns into 4 days. You know, Christmas is a holiday. It's not a hol-a-month. New Year's Eve is a holiday, not a hol-a-month or a hol-a-week. But people keep taking these hol-a-weeks and hol-a-months this time of year, and it's when you get them. It's when you get the former you. It's when this new version of you emerges. And so take advantage of this season. It's the greatest of all seasons. And I can tell you it's one of the reasons why, if I do have some good things going on in my life, is I separated during this time. I separated from the old me, and I separated from my competition.
It takes both emotion and logic for you to reach your maximum potential, to really give everything you have and go beyond your limits. So when it doesn't make sense, logical sense to go on, that's when you got to use your emotion. That's when you got to use that anger, that frustration, that fear to push yourself harder, to push yourself to say, I don't stop. So you fight the weak emotions with the power of logic, and you fight the weakness of logic with the power of emotions. And in the balance of those two, that's where you find the strength and the tenacity and the guts to say to yourself, I don't stop.
It's a dogfight of skills and talents and luck and faith and circumstance and blessing and all that stuff. But just to get to the table, to get into the room, you have to believe you deserve to be there. The hard work part plays into shifting your identity. That over time, not even that long a period of time, when you're doing the things others are unwilling to do, you begin quietly to begin to believe that, oh, I deserve to be rewarded in ways these other people aren't going to be rewarded because I'm doing the things others won't do. And so the fastest way to change your identity, to change our belief, is just to flat get to work, to flat get there earlier, to flat leave later, to just make more calls, see more people, be more relentless, just pour ourselves into the work, because actually the hard work can in reverse impact our identity. And that's the key in changing your belief. So ask yourself this question honestly, in whatever business you're in. Have you done everything physically and mentally possible to get yourself to that table? If you've done everything you're capable of, if you've been relentless and ferocious and invested so much time, effort, and energy that inside you, you know you deserve to win. Or if you held something in reserve, if you've not really given it your best, if you kind of hoped you'd get a little bit luckier, well, it's that little bit of reserve you hold back that will ultimately keep you from sitting at the table of success.
How would we start to strengthen our belief in that what we imagine is possible to turn it into reality? And there's 2 or 3 ways. One is to believe your own testimony. If you've done it before, why couldn't you do it again? If you've done it once, couldn't you do it the second time? Why not believe in your own testimonial? I was rich by age 31 and broke by age 33. You know, I lost the money, but I didn't lose the skills. And that's what's important about personal development. You can lose the money, but not the skills, so who cares about the money? Unless it's getting late, right? And you're like 90, and you know, it's a little difficult to go back to the streets, but hey, once you've got the skills, you own the skills. So we start with imagination, which is almost real. I mean, it's not real yet, it's not tangible yet, but it's almost real. Now we move to faith, to believe that what we imagine is possible. So we study our own testimony. If we've done it before, we can do it again. Here's what else we study: other testimonials of somebody who did it. Somebody that built a hotel said, yes, I started with some plans, finally believed it was possible, and here it is. You say, well, if it's possible for one, it's possible for another. In fact, sometimes when we hear the testimonial, here's how they finish. If I can do it, you can do it. See, that's a classic testimonial that gives us now what we call faith. Faith is generated by what we hear, the vocabulary of what we hear, the vocabulary of what we read. That generates faith, to believe that it's possible. Now, faith is not reality. You can't say faith is nothing, because it affects. It's like radiation. To us, it's nothing because it can't be seen. But radiation is so powerful it can kill you. Right? You can't see it, but it has an incredible effect. And that's true of faith. Faith can't be seen, but it has an incredible effect on your attitude, on your behavior, on your disciplines, on your work for the day, and all the rest. So faith is tangible in that sense, that it affects the emotions, it affects the drive. It's called the unseen magic. But now here's what we do with faith and imagination. We deposit it in disciplines and activity. Imagination, without the activity to translate it into reality, serves no purpose. But wisdom and faith, deposited in activity, creates reality. The reality of a career, the reality of a hotel that wasn't there.
See, if you wake up every day and you say you're not a morning person, you're doing a serious disservice to yourself. Because your attitude determines your altitude. A lot of your mornings start off bad because you've taken claim that you're not a morning person. Why would you not be a morning person when the whole goal is to wake up every morning? You got to be in a life-changing business. People have got to look at you like a light. Something should be in you that shows other people that there's hope. You don't know this about yourself, but you're going to be that person one day. And you got to start preparing for what you want to be. At least let God know you're glad you're alive. If you don't let nobody else, you don't know it, but you're going to be a light one day. And people are going to look to you for that light.
I believe in winning the battle against yourself, because there's a lot of things you can't control. When you wake up and talk about making your bed, make your bed, make sure your house is clean, make sure you get your breakfast, make sure you shower, shave, whatever you're doing, control that. Don't hit the snooze button. All these things are very important. That's been told a lot of times. Why don't you hit this snooze button? Because you wake up already failing. You're already behind the power curve. So what happens when you hit the snooze button? You may not make your bed. You may not pick the right clothes out in the morning time. So that's the mindset that I think it's important to bring with you every day you go, everywhere you go in life.
Time is the inexplicable raw material of everything. With it, all is possible. Without it, nothing. The supply of time is truly a daily miracle, an affair genuinely astonishing when one examines it. You wake up in the morning and lo, your purse is magically filled with 24 hours of the unmanufactured tissue of the universe of your life. It is yours. It is the most precious of possessions. No one can take it from you. It is unstealable. And no one receives either more or less than you receive. In the realm of time, there is no aristocracy of wealth and no aristocracy of intellect. Genius is never rewarded by even an extra hour a day. And there is no punishment. Waste your infinitely previous commodity as much as you will, and the supply will never be withheld from you. You cannot waste tomorrow. It is kept for you. You cannot waste the next hour. It is kept for you. I have said the affair was a genuine miracle. Is it not? You have to live on this 24 hours of daily time. Out of it, you have to spend health, pleasure, money, content, respect, and the evolution of your immortal soul. Its right use, its most effective use, is a matter of the highest urgency and of the most thrilling actuality. All depends on that. Your happiness, the elusive prize that you are all clutching for, my friends, depends on that.
How do you have time for anything? How do you have time to dink around on Facebook? How do you have time to watch hours and hours of TV? How do you have time to do anything? It's simply because that's where you put the priority. So don't tell yourself you don't have time. Just say it's not important. And maybe it isn't, and that's okay. But if it is, make the time to get it done.
If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. Complain, point at your circumstances, give up your power, blame the government. If you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. It's hard to make a radical change in your behavior. It's hard to take ownership. It's hard to swallow the bitter pill that wherever you find yourself, at some point in time, you made an appointment to be there. That's hard.